The Canyons 100k is the final Western States Golden Ticket race in the calendar, and just like with Black Canyon back in February, this race features so many talented runners still looking to race their way into Western States, even though this race leaves just 9 weeks to recover and build before the ticket winners take on the big dance. One of the most interesting factors going into this year is the revised course. Previously, the Canyons course ran backwards on the Western States course, with more ascent than descent. This year, the course now follows much of the last 100 kilometers of Western States with a few deviations. But like States itself, that now makes it a net downhill course with 13,000 feet of ascent and 17,000 feet of descent. And for those wondering if we'll see a frantic early pace like at Black Canyon, the first 9 miles being rolling downhill before the first climb almost guarantees it. With tickets on the line, a new course and a stacked field, Canyons is going to be a lot of fun to follow this weekend. In this video, I'll run over a few athletes I'm most interested in following. Let me know who you'll be rooting for in the comments below. Join the channel's Fantasy Free Trail Mini League, link in description, and remember to like and subscribe. Let's jump into it. I've spoken many times on this channel about how Courtney Dauwalter's winning streak, dating back to July 2021 and including some of the biggest races on the planet, is unbelievable and one of the greatest feats in ultra running history. But Adam Peterman's currently on a winning streak that's just a couple months shorter, and it also includes some pretty big races, such as the Long Trail World Championships and Western States back in 2022. In fact, Adam is undefeated in ultras and hasn't been beaten at all since the Pikes Peak Marathon in 2021, where he finished second to YouTube running legend Seth Moore, which, side note, has to be one of my favourite pieces of ultra running trivia. Granted, this winning streak was massively interrupted by an injury that kept Adam on the sidelines throughout 2023, and that's the only real question mark going into this one. Will we get the dominant 2022 Adam, or is he still building back fitness? Certainly, if he's at 80% of his best, he's the favourite here. Plus, he's also the official course record holder, albeit on a pretty different course. I personally really hope he picks up where he left off and sets up a matchup I've been looking forward to for a while, going head to head with Jim at Western States. I'm pretty confused about why Katie is choosing to run this race, to be honest. She's already into Western States after running the second fastest time ever last year, becoming one of only 3 women to run under 17 hours, and with Courtney not returning this June, it leaves her as the standout favourite to go one better and win Western States this year. So why take on a tough competitive 100k race just 9 weeks out? Will she be looking at this as more of just a big training effort, or is she here to win? Maybe she's here to just try out a new fueling strategy, or test out her Western States game plan, or is she just looking to finish in the top 10 and secure a spot at UTMB week? Either way, I'm interested to find out, and if she's here to race for the win, she's the clear favourite in my opinion. Back in August, I incorrectly predicted Petter to win UTMB, and although he ultimately had a disappointing DNF, that prediction alone should tell you just how good Petter is, or how bad at predictions I am, as you have to be absolutely world class just to be mentioned as one of the possible UTMB winners. Petter is the CCC course record holder, has finished 3rd at the crazy competitive Mont Blanc Marathon, has a number of wins at big European mountain races, and is the training partner of the great Kilian Jornet. So if this was a preview for a big European mountain race, I'd probably be tipping him for the win again, but I'm not totally sure how well he'll fare when a big pack goes out hot, like at Black Canyon, which no doubt will happen again. If he can hang in there, then when the climbs come, of which there's 3 pretty substantial ones in the open in 30 kilometers, Petter will be well placed to unleash his uphill ability. For me, he's absolutely in the world class bracket. It's just a case of how well he handles this course, and I'm so interested to find out. MK Sullivan had a bit of a false start to her long ultra career. Her debut 100k back in February at the super competitive Black Canyon ended in a DNF after an early ankle roll. But she's back to give it another crack, and despite that disappointing debut, she's still someone you should absolutely be keeping an eye on. With a top 10 at the World Trail Running Championships over the short course, and impressive results here at Canyons, finishing 3rd in the 50k last year and winning the 25k the year before, there's no denying her talent over the short distances, and providing she has better luck on the injury front, it'll be fascinating to see how she performs over this longer distance. Matt Daniels has some pretty huge running achievements to his name. Sub 4 minute miler, Olympic Trials qualifier, and Western States 4th place finisher running 15:21, which at the time made him the 9th fastest man in Western States history. But more recently, he's had an unfortunate list of DNFs and blow-ups, with his 2023 season ending with a 131st place at UTMB and a DNF at Javelina. This year, however, he appears to be back to his best, at least over the shorter distances where his speed is almost unrivaled. A third place at the Big Alta 50k was followed by a second at Chuckanut and then a win at the Gorge Waterfalls 30k. So I really hope that upward curve continues and he takes a golden ticket here. Matt and his training partners recently started the Boulder Boys podcast, which has quite quickly become my favourite running pod, and now I feel super invested in Matt's season. Be sure to check that one out if you haven't already. Megan Roach, at least for newer fans of our sport, is probably a name you recognise from various interviews with some of the top runners in our sport, as she's an elite level coach, and along with her partner David, they have a star-studded client list ranging from Ali Ostrander to John Kelly. Easy to forget then that she's an absolute baller herself. Just take a look at her ultra sign-up and you'll see countless wins over the sub-ultra distances, 50k ultras, and a 4th place at the North Face 50 miler. But as far as I can see, this is the first time she's raced over the 100k distance. So much like MK, it'll be super exciting to see what she can do. One thing's for certain though, given her coaching prowess, she'll be coming into this one well trained and dialed in. As I mentioned in the intro, this field is stacked, so here's a few more names you should be keeping an eye on. On the men's side, there's 2 more of the Boulder Boys, Drew Holman and Moises Jimenez, and then a bunch of ticket chasers having another crack after missing out at Black Canyon. Eric Lapuma, Stephen Kirsch, Matt Seidel, Yu Pei Kwan, Tim Tollefson, Rod Farvard and Craig Hunt. Then there's Cody Lind, who's got a couple Western States top 10 finishes to his name, and plenty of other shredders that I just don't have time to run over. On the women's side, you again have a few Black Canyon returnees in Shea Aquilano, Riley Brady and Anna McKenna, plus a few others. Then there's Addie Bracey, Stephanie Alston, Kamino Miyazaki, Amanda Basham and Erin Clark, who are all well capable of snatching a ticket here. As for my picks, I'm going Adam Peterman and Matt Daniels to take the tickets, with Petter Engdahl rounding out the top 3, and for the women, Katie Scheid to win, Riley Brady and Megan Roach to take the tickets. Remember, get those fantasy free trail picks in, join the channel mini league, or just let me know your picks in the comments below. That's it for this one. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Uploads should be far more frequent going forwards. I've just had a pretty busy start to the year, moving house and a few trips abroad, but thanks to everyone who's remained subscribed during my absence. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll be back soon with more ultra running content. Cheers.